Good morning, Streak Advice Nation. Luke Devasti here for this August 10th episode of The Streak Show. Hope you guys are all enjoying your Saturday mornings, getting ready for a nice weekend. Lots of different stuff going on. Very exciting stuff going on as well. We got some PGA Championship golf. I don't know if that's on the board. It's not really on the board today. None on the board right now, but tomorrow we do have the obviously the final round of the PGA Championship. We have baseball. We have a lot of soccer on the board today. One WNBA game and a preseason NFL game. So we got a lot of stuff to cover today. And Darren will obviously be posting for all the gold members on the Streak Advice Gold blog, which you can still sign up for, by the way. You're always open to sign up for gold if you decide you might want to. Or one of our gold members just lost his win streak of 14 yesterday, but he did get far. So just like to give him a round of applause. And but the gold group has been doing very well. Very interactive group, so it's good. You might want to consider joining that. I will have a lot of the soccer odds posted after the show is over because there are a lot of games. I'm not really going to be able to cover them all because, again, I'm going to have to get back into soccer. Now that, I think you may know, but NBC Sports Network is now going to start covering the English Premier League, 24/7 kind of thing. So I'll be watching that very hardcore and getting into that, so I'll be able to give you much more educated picks on English Premier Soccer, but we still have Josh at Streak Advice FC doing the rest of that for you. So let's just get right into what I wanted to talk about today. Actually, it just started right now. I picked Arsenal to win or draw over Manchester City. Whenever it's like an international, or whenever it's kind of like a club friendly or stuff like that, I always end up picking with the draw option. I mean, obviously it's not always the case, but it's the one I feel most comfortable with. I think there's no score in this game yet. It must be the third minute. Yeah, it's the second minute. Still 0-0. Now I wanted to talk about, we got some baseball this morning. There is one golf prop, but I missed that, but whatever. We'll talk about baseball first. Let's talk about the Tigers and the Yankees. Anibal Sanchez on the mound for the Tigers. He is 9-7 this season with a 2.58 ERA. Facing the Yankees, Phil Hughes, 4-10 on the season with a 4.87 ERA. The Tigers did lose their streak of 12 games last night to the Yankees. They have won 9 of their last 10, though. They've won 12 of their last 13. And the Yankees have won 4 of their last 10 with that win last night. They are 2 games above 500. The Tigers are 22 games above 500. And the Tigers are minus 160 favorites on the road in Yankee Stadium. That says a lot. I'm going to be picking the Tigers here today. I think they get the win against the Yankees. They stumbled a little bit. Obviously, you can't win 100 games in a row. You got to lose some here and there, but you can still stay hot. I think they're going to stay hot and beat the Yankees today, by a score like 7-2 or something like that. Pretty easy, pretty easy win. Okay, now we got the Athletics and the Blue Jays again. The A's won last night, 14-6 over Toronto in Toronto. It looks like the A's have someone new coming up. I don't know who this kid is. Sonny Gray. This seems to be one of his. He's had 6 strikeouts in his entire career with a .75 WHIP, no wins, no losses, and no ERA. So he pitched 2 innings on July 19th, and he pitched 2 innings on July 10th. So a month ago and a little bit less than a month ago, this guy Sonny Gray threw for the A's. And Mark Burley would be going for the Blue Jays. He's 7-7 this year with a 4.41 ERA. So, I don't know. This is an interesting one because this kid is very young. And a lot of the time, I typically tend to pick the side with the experience pitcher. I tend to pick that side just because I feel like I'll be a little more calm and cool and collected and whatnot. But I think this kid, Sonny Gray, he seems like he can have a solid outing, 5-6 innings, maybe even 7 if he's doing well enough. And Mark Burley's just been so inconsistent throughout the year. Like, any team can light him up, especially a team like the A's who score a lot of runs. So I'm going to go with the Athletics here. Toronto is a -132 favorite at home, but I'm picking the Athletics here with like a win streak of 3, 4, 5 or less in that range. I just think that their offense will be able to smack Burley around so that this Gray kid can have a little leeway to move around. Should be an interesting game, though. I'm excited to see how this kid does. Now we got the Rays and the Dodgers at 4:05. A matchup of two of the hotter teams in baseball, although the Rays actually have cooled off quite a bit recently. They've lost 3 games in a row. They're 4 of the last 10 they won. The Dodgers have won their last 3 in a row, and they've won 8 of the last 10. Starting for the Rays will be Roberto Hernandez. He is 6-11 on the season with a 4.75 ERA. Zach Greinke on the mound for the Dodgers. He's 9-3 with a 3.40 ERA. So, the Dodgers won last night 7-6, and they did pretty well. I think the Dodgers are going to take this one again just because it's in Los Angeles. I like to give them that little advantage there. The crowd has been looks like the crowd is starting to coming out a little bit more and more. As they've been getting better and better and better. And they're all the way up to 15 games above 500. I remember earlier this year they were, way down there, and it just seemed like, wow, what a waste of all that, money they spent on all those players and whatnot and this and that. But they've been doing really well, and it seems like they're going to be continuing to do well. So I'm going Dodgers here in this interleague matchup at 4 o'clock. I'm picking them with like a win streak of 4 or less today. Now we have the Angels and the Indians later on. C.J. Wilson on the mound for the Angels. He is 11-6 this season with a 3.49 ERA. Ubaldo Jimenez on the mound for the Indians, 8-6 this season with a 4.18 ERA. Cleveland has lost 5 in a row, and both teams have won 4 of their last 10 games. Very interesting situation here. Ubaldo Jimenez, again, solid pitcher, but extremely inconsistent. I think I'm going to be going with the Angels tonight because of that. The Indians are -111 home favorites, but I think the Angels are going to be able to pull this one out. I feel like the Angels, I'm pretty sure they're almost done for the year at this point just because of how poorly they've been playing throughout the season, but I feel like they still have one potential run in them, you know what I'm saying? Like, one little shot to get, 15, 16 wins in 20 games or something like that and start tearing it up, potentially getting closer to bumping themselves over 500 and putting themselves in the conversation for a wild card spot at least. But again, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. I feel like it could, but you never know. But I'm going Angels here to win 2 in a row, and I'm picking them with like a win streak of 3 or less. The last baseball game I'm going to talk about today, the Mets and the Diamondbacks tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern. We got Zach Wheeler on the mound for the Mets. He is 4-2 this season with a 3.91 ERA. Brandon McCarthy on the mound for the D-backs. He is 2-5 with a 4.94 ERA. Now the Diamondbacks have won 3 games in a row. The Mets have lost 1 in a row, and both teams have won their last. Both teams are 5-5 in their last 10 games. The Diamondbacks have been doing slightly better than the Mets. The Mets only seem to really do well when Matt Harvey's out there, but the Diamondbacks lead this season series 3-2, and the Diamondbacks are also huge -160 home favorites. Being that big of home favorites, I'll be picking the Diamondbacks tonight with Brandon McCarthy on the mound. Both pitchers had really not very good starts their last time out, so I'm looking for one of them at least to do better. So yeah, pick the Diamondbacks tonight. Win 4, 5 or less, maybe even win 6 or less, because they they are such big home favorites. Now, we do have a lot of soccer throughout the day and tennis. It seems like tonight we have the ATP Rogers Cup semifinals. Excuse me, just take a sip of my coffee. Yeah, usually you don't see tennis on this late at night, like prime time viewing kind of thing. So it should be interesting. I don't really know what else is on. We got some MLS on tonight, 8:15 on NBC Sports Network, along tennis at 8:10 on ESPN2. I don't understand why they put the tennis on ESPN and they don't put this. I guess it's because it's a friendly, but come on, put the soccer on ESPN2. Let us watch some soccer. Love soccer. But yeah, so those are most of the baseball picks tonight. Again, for the preseason NFL, very tough to pick. I'm not going to be writing on any of that throughout the preseason because it's just like you don't know who's going to. It's really. This is what I think Streak for the Cash loves NFL preseason way more than they like the regular NFL because people are trying to. Of course, both teams are trying to win the games, but it's really not. No one's really concerned with winning the games. You know, they're just concerned about seeing how well players do individually. Excuse me. And so it's very hard for someone to determine and pick who will win a football game when the people on both sides of the ball on the team are really not concerned with who wins the football game. You know what I'm saying? So very tough to write about. That's why I am choosing not to write about any of it. I will be getting up the odds shortly on all this soccer. Here's a PGA Championship prop in here at 3 o'clock. Who will card the lower third round score? Jason Duffner or Ty or Adam Scott. Now let me just pull this up real quick for you guys. I should have had those pulled up earlier, but for some reason I did not see it. But yeah, I hope you guys are liking the streak show again. Darren was talking to me yesterday about it, and he said it really helps him with his streak whenever he listens to it. I'd love to know what anybody that is listening to it has to hear. Just tweet me using the hashtag Streak Show. Love to retweet all your guys' stuff. You know, get it out there. I'm getting close to 2,000 followers as well. Very excited about that. Could be the first Streak account to break that barrier. So thank you guys again for making that possible. But here we go. Jason Duffner shot a 9. He shot a 63 yesterday, while Adam Scott shot a 68. Jason Duffner's 9 under on the tournament. Adam Scott is 7 under on the tournament. So it's going to be very hard for Jason Duffner to do that. I think it was a course record, 63. It'll be very hard for him to be able to do that again. But you never know. I mean, it's always possible. But I think, honestly, which player will card the lower first round, third round score? You got Jason Duffner or Ty or Adam Scott. I'm going to go with probably Jason Duffner or Ty, just because of the tie option. I think they're both gonna play very similar, and I can't see Adam Scott really going that much further than Duffner today. It's gonna be close though. I hate golf props to begin with. They're all terrible. There's nothing good about them. You know, again, something Sheik for the Cash loves, because it's so hard to tell how someone's gonna play each and every day. You know what I mean? It's unpredictable. It really is. But, yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about today on this episode of The Streak Show. Darren will have some write-ups on the gold account for all you gold members, and I'll put the odds up on the regular blog for everybody else. Thank you guys all for listening to today's episode. Have a good rest of your Saturday and a good rest of your weekend. I'll probably have another episode up tomorrow morning at around the same time. But for now, my name is Luke Tavasta, and streak on.